Welcome at lesson 7.2. We're going to answer quickly the homework of the previous lessons. Let's see if we have it right. We had it right when we have done it in our books. Right, first things first. I've said let's first get familiar with our sketch. So I'm going to just look at my sketch. I do see ABCD, yes, the figure, closed figure, it's a quadrilateral, four sides. This case, it's given to me, it's given, take note, to be a parallelogram. So that's very important. Determine the x and y. Now, one of the properties of a parallelogram, immediately I know that the opposite sides in a parallelogram, they got to be equal. So this one in fact was straightforward if I did know my properties. So let's quickly start again. Statement and reason. And then I'm going to start by saying that angle A must be equal to y must be then equal to 132 degrees. And my reason for that, of course, opposite angles of a parallelogram of a palm. So, and I draw a line. Let's see if I can do it straight. Yes, it's okay. The next one again is for the x. So therefore, angle B must be then equal to x. Opposite angles of a palm must then in this case be equal to 48 degrees. And the same reason, opposite angles of a parallelogram. And in this case, it was very easy in answering my homework of question number 1. Let's go now for question number 2. Now for homework question 2. Suddenly you can see that the amount of information coming to me is a little bit more. So I have to focus more in detail in what I'm going to do. Right, rule number 1. First on the sketch. I see this time that my given information is not placed on the sketch itself, but it's given to me separately. So first things first, I must take this information and then add it onto my sketch. So angle A is a value of y, so I'm going to put it in. So angle A, it's y. Now I have to write it a little bit small. Angle D2. Angle D2 is this guy here. I'm going to try to fit it to be 10x minus 30 degrees. Right, hopefully that's okay. Angle C1, this is this guy here, 5x. I'm going to try to put it like this. 5x plus 5 degrees. That's for angle C1. Then angle E. Now guys, I see that I've made a mistake. It's E1. No. There's only angle E, so I'm going to take it as angle E. So therefore I'm going to write it in there as 3x minus 5 degrees. Right, there I got my information. So I'm going to grab another pencil there quickly and I see, if I'm going to look at this triangle here and I'm going to try my best to highlight this triangle down there. And I do note in this triangle that the exterior angle is equal to the sum of the opposite interior. Aha, there is a point. So I'm going to start with that one immediately. Now you can see there's a little bit bigger this calculation, so I have two blocks. So I'm going to start statement and reason. So therefore I'm going to say that angle D1 must be equal to angle E plus angle C1. And again, my reason is exterior angle of a triangle. Oh. Exterior angle of a triangle. And now I'm going to substitute my information into that statement I have made. It's not D1, but it is D2. Let me just correct that quickly. Right, therefore, I'm going to have 10x minus 30 degrees equals to, hope I can fit it, equals to angle E 3x minus 5 degrees, sum of the opposite, that means plus 5x. I'm going to cross the line slightly, plus 5 degrees. Let's see what we're going to have now. On the left hand side, still I'm going to have 10x minus 30 degrees. I'm going to add likewise terms on the right hand side. 3 plus 5 is going to give me something like 8x. And then I see that that 5 and that 5 going to cancel each other in that case. So I'm going to bring the 8x to the left hand side. It's going to turn then 10x minus 8x. And I'm going to bring the 30 degrees then to the right hand side. It's going to turn then plus 30 degrees. On the left, 10 minus 8 is going to give me 2x equals to, on the right, 30 degrees. Then divide on the left with a 2, divide on the right with a 2. It seems to me that my x going to give me a value then of 15 degrees. And there I have determined the value of x in that particular case. So the first thing I'm going to do, what is the value then of angle D2? So I'm going to say therefore, angle D2 given then is 10x minus 30 degrees. If I substitute the x now into that, I'm going to have 10. And then x going to become then 15. I'm going to put it in brackets. Minus the 30 degrees. 10 times 15 going to give me something like 150. Minus the 30 degrees. Must not forget the degrees. And that's going to give me then a value for angle D2 to be something like 120 degrees. Now guys, if I've learned something over the years, as soon as I have determined the answer, the very first thing I love doing is I put the information back in. So angle D2, the total value of D2 equals then to be 120 degrees. And then what do I know about a parallelogram? That the opposite sides of a parallelogram is also to be the same. That's one of the properties. So if that's a y, that's a y. So in my next question, my aiming point is I'm trying now to find y. So let's quickly go again on the right table. Statement. Reason. Let's quickly make a note of that, what I have made there. Therefore, I'm going to continue now. Therefore, I'm going to say that angle D2 equals to angle B equals to 120 degrees in that particular case. And my reason for this is opposite angles of a parm. Opposite angles of a parm. Now I'm going to say in quadrilateral, in quad, or in parallelogram, doesn't matter. In parallelogram, in a quad, I'm just going to refer to it now as in quad. And I'm going to say A, B, C, D. A, B, C, D. What can I say about the property of that parallelogram given to me there? I'm going to say that angle A plus angle B plus angle C2 plus angle D2 must be equal to 360 degrees. And what is the property of that statement I have done there? The sum of the angles interior of a quadrilateral equals to 360 degrees. So therefore I'm going to do my substitution now, but now first, remember we have mentioned before that angle C2, but angle A equals to angle C2 equals to be Y. And now again, opposite angles of a parm. Opposite angles of a parallelogram. Therefore, I'm going to make the statement where I'm going to do the substitution now. Angle A to be Y. Let's say, therefore, Y in the place of A plus B. B previously determined to be 120 degrees plus C2, also Y, opposite angle, plus, what is D? D2 previously determined to be 120 degrees, and all of that got to be equals to be 360 degrees. Now, similar terms. Let's add likewise terms. Y plus the Y is going to give me then 2Y. 120 plus 120 gonna give me 240 degrees equals to be 360 degrees. Take the 240 across, therefore I'm going to have 2y equals to be 360 degrees minus 240 degrees. So therefore 2y going to give me, and that seems to me like 120 degrees if I'm subtracting it. Divide on the left with the 2, divide on the right with the 2. So it seems to me that my answer for y going to give me an answer of 60 degrees in that calculation. Guys, a little bit more work, a little bit more things that I have to consider in this calculation, and this is what we are looking at, a beautiful calculation. I've really enjoyed doing this one. I hope that you had success in this one. If you have to make your corrections, quickly make your corrections so that we can practice more calculations. Thank you so far. Right, here is a little bit of homework that we need to practice. In this particular section we really need a lot of practice so that our eye can get better in to see all the properties of the different triangles and quadrilaterals. Guys, I really want you to try these 3 calculations. Give it your best. Do it in your exercise book, and I'll try it also then after this tomorrow in the next lesson so that you can see if you were successful or not. Guys, the main thing, remember, have fun.